Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Zoom Strength and Balance with me, Hannah. I am a senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services. This class today will be about 35-40 minutes. We'll warm up together, a nice easy warm up. We'll do some strength work and we're going to use some small weights for that. These are a 3-pound set of dumbbells. That's a good size. You could use 2, a 3 or a 5, or you could use super cans, excuse me, or like even water bottles, full water bottles would work as well. Following that, we'll do some balance work and then we'll have a little bit of a stretch to finish the class. So let's begin. Let's come up to feet. We don't need any other equipment, but it is nice to have a chair around. We might sit down for some of the stretches, and also I like the chair for support. For one of our strength exercises, we'll actually use the chair, and then for when we're balancing, we always want to have a chair close by for some support on balance. So up to feet to begin with. No woolly socks today. Must be getting warmer. So we're going to stand up nice and tall, and we'll start just by marching our feet on the spot. Nice and easy, moving those arms forwards and backwards, standing up nice and tall. Let's take those shoulders up towards our ears and slowly relax them down. And again, pull those shoulders up and relax. And one more. Shoulders up and relax them down. And again, why not? And let's roll our shoulders, both at the same time. We'll roll those shoulders backwards. And once more. And let's roll those shoulders forwards. Great, let's bring those arms out to the sides. Little circles here. And back in the other direction. Good, we're going to bend at the elbow, bring those hands in and reach them out. In and out, in and then out and in again and out. Let's press one hand to the ceiling and the other hand. Slowly lower those hands down. One to the ceiling and the other. Lower down nice and slowly. One hand to the ceiling. The other hand. Lower down nice and slowly. And again, one to the ceiling and the other. Slowly on the way down. Good. Let's stand with our feet hip width apart. We'll circle our hips nice and slowly. Deep breaths. Back in the other direction. I just need to add somebody in. Good, circling those hips. Excellent. Let's take one foot. We're going to tap our toes here. That other foot is still, and this one foot is going to tap. Heel touching the floor. Let's stand up nice and tall. Take those hands, wiggle those fingers. Really give them a good wiggle, a good stretch, and then tap those fingers to your thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you go from pointer to pinky and then back to pointer, so kind of forwards and backwards? Can you tap every other finger? So just your middle finger, just your pointer finger and your ring finger. And now how about the other two? So your middle finger and then your pinky. Those are harder to do, I think. Good. Other foot. Tap those toes on the floor and circle your wrists nice and slowly. Back in the other direction. Oops, there we go. Add someone else into the class. Right. So we're circling our wrists, tapping our toes. Back in the other direction too. Excellent. Let's take one foot, tap your toe, tap your heel. Toe, heel, toe, heel. Let's keep moving our arms. So little bicep curls, one arm, and then the other. Toe, heel, toe, heel. As we tap that heel, especially, let's think about pulling that toe right up towards the ceiling. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. And let's switch to the other side. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, and again, toe, and heel. Wonderful. Let's take a nice deep breath. Big inhale, reach those arms up to the ceiling, stretch those arms up, and let's exhale. Slowly lower down, good. And again, inhale, reach those arms up, 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 and exhale. Slowly lower down. Very good. We're going to hold on to 2 weights. So to begin, we're going to do a hip hinge and a squat, kind of a combination of both of those moves. I will demonstrate this standing this way and standing to the side, so you can watch me for a moment here. I'm going to stand to the side to start with. So when we start in with our hip hinge, we're going to have our feet hip width apart. I'm holding my weights in front of me. My knees are soft. I'm hinging at the hips, so sticking that bum out behind me, lowering down slowly, back up. And then my arms are still just here, kind of at my sides. And I'm going to squat down. So you should see the difference between the 2 movements. When I hinge at the hip, my chest comes towards the floor, my bum sticks out. And when I squat, my bum comes towards the floor. I'll show you pointing this way too, and then we'll do them together. So let's hinge at the hip and then squat down. So from the front, probably doesn't look too different. That's the hinge and the squat. I'm going to do all of the whole round, so 8 standing this way. And you follow along with me. Here we go. Nice and slowly as we hinge down, up, and squat. Hinge at the hip, stick that bum out behind you. Nice and slow. And just sink down. A little bit faster as you stand up. Good. Trying to make a difference between the 2 parts of that movement, so the hinge is different to the squat. Good. We'll do one more. Hinge and squat. Excellent. Good work. We're going to grab our chair and do some lunges here. So I want to be standing behind our chair. 1 foot forward. Back heel is going to lift up like that. And as we do that, that front knee is going to bend. It's going to look like this. You see I'm keeping my upper body nice and upright. Knees come towards the floor. Inhale as we lower down. Exhale as we push ourselves up to stand. And again. And let's switch those feet around. And same thing on this side. So nice and tall through that chest. Lowering those knees just as far as they feel comfortable. And again. Excellent. just going to take a quick drink and let's pick up one weight. With this one weight, we're going to hold it up above our heads. Again, I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see to begin with. So that weight is right above my head. I'm going to bend at the elbows, lower that weight behind my back. So it's here behind my head, and then I'll lift it straight back up. So let me turn to face you. I'm going to inhale, lower down, exhale to lift. Good, moving nice and slowly. Good, nice deep breaths. Think about breathing in as you lower that weight down, breathing out as you lift it up. And the last one here. Excellent. Lower that weight nice and slowly, and let's grab the second weight. We're going to do some front raises. So again, I'm standing on my feet, hip width apart, feet relaxed into the floor, and my hands are in front of me, so my palms are facing my body. Standing tall, we're going to lift one arm and the other. Good. 1, 2. Nice and slowly. 1, 2. Good. 1 and 2. Excellent. 1, 2. Not too fast. And we're keeping those shoulders relaxed. 1, 2, and again. 1 and 2. Perfect. Pop one weight down with a new move. I want you to stand with your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Make sure your knees are soft. I've got one weight here. Make sure those knees are soft, so a little bend of those knees. We're going to lean forward a bit. So you're sticking your bum out. You're comfortable here. Your chest is nice and tall. I'm not down like this. I'm upright. Now this weight, I'm going to move it in a figure of 8. So I'm coming in front of my left leg, behind my right, in front of the right, behind the left. And I'm moving it in a nice figure of 8 here, holding myself with that chest. So look up at the camera, and that'll keep your chest in the right spot. And we're trying not to move that upper body too much, and that's where you'll feel those core muscles working. So let's go back in the other direction then. Good. And we're just passing that weight in that figure of 8. Should feel, really feeling those core muscles working. And back and stand up nice and slowly. Excellent. Pick up the second weight here. Arms at our sides. Feet are just hip width apart. And we're going to lower that weight on one side and the other. Good. So little side bends. Keep that chest tall. The weight is coming towards your knee. And when I say that, that doesn't mean it has to touch your knee. You're just going in that direction. Good. Standing tall. We'll go one more on each side. 1 and 2. Good. Excellent. I'm going to have a quick drink and then we're going to repeat all of those. Oh, this is a good one. So we're starting with that hip hinge and that squat combination. So we hinge at the hip and then we squat. And we'll repeat that 10 times, 8 times. So feet are hip width apart. We're standing nice and tall. Our knees are soft. Let's hinge forward at the hip, up, squat down. Hinge nice and slowly, and squat. Hinge, and let's lower down. Good. Hinge at the hip, and squat. Great. Nice and slowly, and squat. 2 more. Think about making each part of the movement different. So the difference in the hinge and the squat. I can't remember if I've done 1 or 2, so let's do another one. So good luck. Good. Excellent. We're going to do some lunges now. So behind your chair, I'm just going to open this window too. Oh, it feels warm in here. And now I can hear the birds. So I'm behind that chair. I'm going to step 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. I'm lifting that back heel and bending that front knee at the same time. Good. Standing nice and tall. Good. 1 more. And let's switch our feet around. And let's do that same thing again. Lifting that back heel, bending that front knee. Good. Nice and slowly. And last one. Perfect. Let's put the chair away. And we'll pick up 1 weight. We're going to do our tricep extension move to start with. So that weight comes up overhead, up to the ceiling. Let's bend at the elbow, slowly lower that weight behind your head. Straight up to the ceiling again. We're standing up nice and tall. Taking a big inhale as you lower those hands. Exhale back to center. Good. Nice and slowly. And 1 more. Good. Lower the weight slowly. And grab that second weight. And we'll do those front raises. So standing tall, feet flat on the floor. Let's lift 1 hand and the other. Good. Nice and slowly. 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2. Good. Looking up and ahead. Not moving too fast. Once more, each side. Perfect. And let's pop a weight down. We're going to do that figure of 8. And this one seems to be going very quickly. We're really moving through. So that figure of 8 movement, feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. Our knees are soft. We're going to hinge forward. I'll show you to the side. So the way I'm standing is like this. I'm not straight down to the ground. I'm more upright. I'm kind of at 45 degrees to the floor. So make sure you're looking up at me and you can see me easily without straining your neck, and then you'll know you're kind of in the right position. Let's make that figure of 8 with our weight. And we're trying to keep our upper body fairly still, and that's where that core engagement and that core work is going to come from. Is stabilizing as we move this weight. Good. And let's go back in the other direction. Great. Nice deep breaths. And what's more? Whew. And up, nice and slowly. Good. I'm picking up my other weight. So now I have one in each hand. Feet hip width apart. And we're going to lower one side and then the other. So kind of dropping that weight down and come back up. Good. Good, nice deep breaths. And once more, each side. 1 and 2. Good. Pop the weights down here. Let's have a drink. Excellent. Excuse me. So let's move on to some balance. When we're working on our balance, we always want to be close to a chair or some other piece of supportive furniture, so that you can keep your balance, so that you can have that support if you need it. Like I always use, there's a wall, you can see it right here, and I always use that. You could use a chair, table, kitchen counter, kitchen island, back of the sofa, whatever it is, make sure you are close to it now. But we're going to start with our feet really close together and just think about relaxing those feet nicely into the floor. That's all the way through our feet to our toes. Spread those toes right out. Stand up tall here and be nice and comfortable. Relax those arms. Think about having your rib cage over your hips. So that means not pushing your hips forwards and not sticking your bum out behind you, but being nice and aligned. Rib cage over hips, shoulders on top of rib cage. So you're in a straight line all the way up. Let's take one arm up to the ceiling. We'll reach up nice and tall. Bring that second arm all the way up. Let's take those arms out to the sides. We're going to reach one forwards and one backwards. Good. Stretch his fingers right. And then the other way. One forwards and one backwards. Stretch his fingers out. Good. Back to center. Just slowly relax those arms down. Good. We're going to stand now. Feet are a little bit further apart, so about hip width apart. I'm just going to stand to the side so you can see where I'm placing my feet really easily. I'm going to take my right foot and tap that heel forward. So my heel's touching the floor. My toe is off the ground. And then when you're ready here, let's take that foot off the floor. Not very far, just a couple of inches, even just an inch. I will take one arm forward. Doesn't matter which side. The one that isn't holding the chair would make most sense. And let's hold here. Really try and be relaxed into that foot that's on the ground. Take that other arm up if you can. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax there. Okay, let's switch to the other side now. Weight onto your right leg. Little bend of that right knee. Tap that left heel forward so your toe is off the floor. And then we'll reach up. Standing tall. You're going to reach one arm forward. And when you're ready, take that second arm up. Oh, I meant to count down from 5. I was concentrating so hard, but I guess that was a little less than 5 seconds there. Well done if you held that too. So stand in front of me here, and we're going to take one foot. We'll move one foot at a time. Have that chair by your side if you need to. I'm within an arm's reach of my wall, so I do have support, although it doesn't look like it. Take that right leg to start with, and we're going to tap our toe forward, and then to the side, and then behind us. Forwards, to the side, and behind you. And let's go a little quicker. Forwards, to the side, and behind us. And again, forwards, to the side, and behind. And once more round, forwards, to the side, behind us, forwards, to the side, behind us, and again, forwards, whoops, to the side, and behind us. Good. And let's switch to the other side. Taking the weight onto that right leg now, left foot will tap forwards, out to the side, and behind. Forwards, to the side, behind. Forwards, to the side, behind, and again, forwards, to the side, behind, a little faster, forwards, side, behind, and again, forwards, side, and behind. Once more, forwards, side, behind. Good. Back to that first side, tap that toe forwards, and let's lift off the floor. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toe out to the side and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toe behind you and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. To the second side, tap that toe forwards, lift, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To the side, lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And behind and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Excellent. We'll stand on one leg a little bit here. I don't know why I say that because we're always standing on one leg. Weight onto our right leg. Take a moment to make sure that right foot is relaxed into the ground. There's a little bend of your knee. And then let's take that left foot up so your knee is bent in front of you. We're just holding that nice and high. We're going to circle that ankle nice and slowly. Back in the other direction. Good. And slowly place that foot on the floor. And let's switch to the other side. Weight into that left leg bend, that left knee. We'll lift the right, and we'll circle that ankle nice and slowly. Good. In the other direction too. Oops. Excellent. All right, one more on each foot. We're going to stand on our right again this time. Take that left foot up off the floor. Remember, you can always just keep a toe touching the ground and balance, challenge your balance that much. If it feels safer and you're not confident taking your foot off the floor, then that's okay. Go ahead and keep that toe there. If you are confident taking the foot off the floor, we can lift up right now. Let's stand up nice and tall. We're just going to hold this here for a couple of moments before we add in the arms. So we're holding on Does that support as much as we need to? You're going to take one arm up to the ceiling. If you can, take that second arm up. Bring those hands together and down into this prayer position, and we're going to hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's switch to the other side. Weight onto that left foot. Little bend of that knee. Take the right foot up off the floor. Standing tall. Good, let's take one arm to the ceiling. And the other. Hands together into this prayer position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent, very, very good. Okay, one more for balance. We're going to tightrope, so we're going to walk around a little bit. We'll take heel to toe steps, forwards and backwards. Whoops. Feet as close together as you can manage. It's a little wobbly. Standing tall. Nice deep breaths. If you need some space between your feet, remember that's okay. Do what you can, yeah? Good. Looking up and ahead, taking some deep breaths. Lovely. And come back to face me. Very good. We are ready to stretch. I'm just going to grab a drink quickly. So let's take our one arm across our body. Hold it here. Excuse me. Switch to the other side. Good. Relax that arm. Let's take one hand to the ceiling. You're going to bend at the elbow, bring that hand behind your back. Oh, I'll just hold here. Good, relax that arm and the other side. Lift up, bend at the elbow, bring that hand behind your back. Stand up nice and tall. Good, and relax down. Let's grab our chair and we can have a seat. So to start with, we'll sit right back in our chair. Let's pull one knee in towards your chest, sitting up tall, and we're going to circle that ankle. Back in the other direction, slowly. And relax. Let's switch to the other side. Pull our knee in. We'll circle our ankles. And reverse, so in the other direction. Good, relax those feet down. You're going to sit now, walk your feet out nice and wide. So turn those toes right out, knees are open. We'll take one arm up to the ceiling. It's my right arm. I'm going to hinge at the hip over towards the left and stretch through that right hand side of my body. Good, back to center nice and slowly, and the other way. Lift that left arm up, and we'll hinge at the hip over to the right and hold this here. Good, back to center. Slowly relax down. Let's come up to feet. We're going to take our arms behind us, reach for the back of the room here. Stretch those fingers right out. Squeeze through your shoulders. Let's take a deep breath. Now we're going to exhale. Those arms around you. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze and back on the back. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Maybe see you on Friday.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you. Same to
You're
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.